Hello everybody, it's Nick here with Nick Tolman Music, and today we're going to go ahead and teach you how to play Wasted on You by Wallen. Let's get started. Alright, so welcome to episode 3 of Top 40 Riffs. Today we're going to go ahead and take a look at this new song by Wallen called Wasted on You. If you haven't already seen the lesson that I did on Somebody's Problem, also by Wallen, you can check that out. I'll put the card above. But today we're going to take a look at this one. Before we do, I will toss out a quick note. If you're not already aware, Nick Tolman Music is doing a giveaway every month this year in 2021. This month we're giving away a Snark tuner. So if you are interested in winning a Snark tuner, go ahead and sign up for the giveaway. The link is in the description below. Also, at the end of the year in 2021, we're going to be giving away a FENDER STRAT. And every month that you enter the giveaway is one extra entry toward that Strat at the end of the year. So go ahead and click the link in the description below to enter for this month's giveaway. All right, so Wasted on You. To start out, I'm going to go ahead and just play it for you. I'm going to play the finger picking part that happens throughout the entire song, and I'm also going to play the acoustic lead lick that happens several times throughout the song. And yeah, so here we go. All right, so that is the bulk of what is happening in this song. There is a guitar solo that happens toward the middle that we're not going to tackle today, but we are going to tackle both of these parts that I just played for you. Okay, so starting with the main finger picking part. This part is consistent and goes throughout the entire song, okay? The chords that you are going to need to be able to play this part are A7 over A sharp, B minor, G, and D. Okay? So the first step that I would recommend in learning this song is making sure that you have those chords under control. If you have a metronome, I would suggest turning it on. I have it set to triplets, eighth note triplets at 66 on the metronome. If you don't have a metronome that subdivides like that, you can always just set it to 200 and the click should be right on. Bop, 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 right about there, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and turn that on and show you what this would look like just practicing the chords. All right, so those are the chords that I just explained that you would use. Now, starting out, it starts with the A chord and then moves to this A7 over A sharp. That's a really easy move. All that's going to happen is from your standard fingering A chord, so your second finger on the second fret of the fourth string, your first finger on the second fret of the third string, and your third finger on the second fret of the second string. That's A. From there, all you're going to do is take your first finger off and place it on the first fret of the fifth string and keep your other fingers where they were. All right, that's a real simple move. And you're good to go on those first two chords. All right, so again, we've got A, and then we have A7 over A sharp. The third chord is going to be B minor. All right, now, basically, all your fingers are going to change position in that. However, your first finger, set up from that A7 over A sharp, your first finger is just going to slide up one fret, and then you'll create the bar from there, and then you'll place your other fingers where they need to be. Okay? So if you're not familiar with this bar chord shape, or you haven't mastered this yet, actually in this song you technically don't need to bar all the way across with your first finger like you normally would with this B minor chord, because you're not going to be playing that upper string. So really you just need your first finger on the 2nd fret of the 5th string. Okay, so the fingers are as follows. You have your first finger on the 2nd fret of the 5th string. You have your 3rd finger on the 4th fret of the 4th string. You have your 4th finger, your pinky, on the 4th fret of the 3rd string, and you have your 2nd finger on the 3rd fret of the 2nd string. Okay, this is probably the most complicated chord in the song. If you need to spend some time practicing just this chord, by all means, please do so. All right, so that's your 3rd chord. Again, starting at the beginning, we have A, A7 over A sharp, B minor. Then we're going to move to G. This is just a standard G fingering, so you have your 3rd finger on the 3rd fret of the 6th string, 2nd finger on the 2nd fret of the 5th string. You have open 4th string, open 3rd string, open 2nd string, and your 4th finger on the 3rd fret of the 1st string. And then the last chord is D. Okay, so you have an open 4th string, your first finger on the 2nd fret of the 3rd string, your 3rd finger on the 3rd fret of the 2nd string, and your 2nd finger on the 2nd fret of the 1st string. Okay. So let's go ahead and dive into what's happening with your right hand, okay? So starting out, you have this A chord. All that's going to be happening is your thumb is going to pick here. Your thumb is kind of planted here on the 5th string. And it's going to go as follows. You're going to go thumb, thumb, index of the strings. Then you're going to move to the A7 over A sharp. And it's going to be thumb, thumb, middle. You're going to skip that 3rd string and pick the 2nd string with your middle finger. Okay, so it sounds like this. One more time. All right. Then it's going to move to that B minor chord. And again, we're starting with the thumb. We're going to pick thumb, thumb, index, middle, index, thumb. Thumb, thumb, index, middle, index, thumb. And that's just walking right up the strings, starting on the 5th string and walking right up. And then back down. Then we're going to move to a G chord. We're going to start by picking with our thumb on the 6th string. Again with our thumb on the 4th string, so we're going to skip that 5th string. And then our index on the 3rd string, middle on the 2nd string, index again on the 3rd string, and then our thumb again on the 6th string. All right, so that G altogether is going to sound like this. Okay, one more time. All right. And then moving to the D chord, we're going to start with our thumb on the open D, the 4th string. We're going to go thumb, index, thumb, middle, index, thumb. And then the whole thing repeats. Cool. And the thing to keep in mind is that you're just playing these chords and you're just finger picking with your right hand. Don't get super caught up on exactly what fingers are doing what in the right hand. As long as you're keeping that motion going, the song is going to work. For example, if I played something like this. Right? I'm kind of just like playing around. I'm playing the chords and it doesn't really matter. It all kind of works. I showed you exactly what happens on the recording, but you don't necessarily have to play exactly what happens on the recording. Okay? Let's go ahead and take a look at the lead lick that happens on top. And this is a real easy lead lick. All that's going to happen is you're going to start with your third finger on the 5th fret of the 2nd string. You're going to pick and do slide up to the 7th fret. So it's going to go. Okay, that's the first part. And then from there, you're going to play your first finger on the 5th fret of the 1st string. Third finger on the 7th fret of the 1st string. Okay, so you have. So you're only dealing with the 5th and 7th fret on the 2nd and 1st string. And then that last note is going to be your 2nd finger here on the 7th fret of the 2nd string. Right? And then the second part of the lick is exactly the same except for the last note. Yes. So that second time, that last note is your first finger on the 5th fret of the 2nd string. Okay, so the whole lick. And that lick happens right at the beginning, and it happens a few times again throughout the song in various places. So it's a real simple little lick. It should be no problem. So I've included all of the sheet music and tabs in the description below. Feel free to check those out. And thank you for tuning in today. Hopefully that helps you as you're trying to learn this song, and we will see you in our next episode.